Auroch's Brewing Company. I hope I'm saying that right. Auroch's. Auroch's Blonde Ale. It's brewed with millet and quinoa. That's pretty different. Uh, Brewed and bottled by Auroch's Brewing Company out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's naturally gluten-free. Ingredients are water, millet, quinoa, hops, orange peel, coriander, and yeast. 4.5% alcohol. Let's give it a shot. There is something strange about this beer, but in a good way. It's got this very almost savory taste at the end of it. You taste the beer, it's just a blonde ale, and it's a good blonde ale at that. But there's this weird savory taste at the end of it. It's not like a typical beer where they put like a fruit in it, or a vanilla or a chocolate or a toffee or a coffee in it. There's something savory about this beer, and I can't put my fingers on what. You do get a bit of that orange peel that they advertise on the bottle. Very slight orange peel, so you can imagine putting maybe a slice of orange or maybe even lemon into this beer. But there's I don't know if it's because it's the quinoa. I'm not sure, but like I said, there's something very savory at the end of this beer. And I say that in a good way. I'm not saying it's something I've never had before. But I do like it. I do appreciate it. There is just something really savory about this beer, and I just can't put my finger on it. As for the blonde ale itself, it is a good blonde ale. It kind of reminds me of the Guinness blonde ale. It's blended well, properly, has a great flavor to it. It's slightly on the heavy side, but it's highly drinkable throughout the night. Other than that minor tweak at the end that this has, that weird savory taste that you get at the end of it, that flavoring, which again, it's not a bad thing. This is a good beer. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. It advertises that it's like a gluten-free, naturally gluten-free beer, and those are kind of like red flags, because it seems like somebody's going against the grain and they're not doing something traditional, and there's a lot of opportunity to screw something up or mess something up along the way. But this is a good beer. I actually was really impressed with this beer when I opened it. For the blonde ale, I could see this as a year-round beer, just like the Guinness blonde ale. That beer, I've drank it in the cold months before. I could see drinking this in the cold months before. Same thing for the warm months. If you're looking to get away from the Miller Lite, to get away from the Bud Light, to get away from the fruity beers, the blonde ales are another go-to. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give this a 7. This is surprising. Again, I like the blonde ales. It really reminds me of the Guinness blonde ale. It's got that slight savory flavor to the end of it, but it's still nice. So again, that's Auroch's Brewing Company, Auroch's Blonde Ale, out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. 4.5% alcohol. Hey guys, if you like that, why don't you head on over to my YouTube channel where I do more beer reviews, where I do all the drinking and you do all the listening and judging. I don't know how that's fair, but you're welcome.